We like things that match, like invitations.
And programs.
And place cards.
And tracksuits.
I got a good price on a polycotton blend.
Hi, I'm Melissa.
And I'm John, and welcome to Paper Truly. If you're a big nerd for detail like we are, then the prospect of having all of your wedding's print materials in a matching theme is pretty exciting.
There are so many ways that you can theme a wedding. It is pretty overwhelming. But we've worked with couples to create theme without losing their minds. So today we're going to talk about theming the ceremony, and we're going to use one of our couples, Wendy and Edward, as an example.
Wendy and Edward love to travel. Fiji, Greece, Korea, Belize, they've been all over the world together, and our Wanderlust suite was the perfect start to their new adventure. So when it came to the day of materials, white cards and script fonts just weren't going to cut it. That same adventurous spirit had to be a part of their wedding day, and we were happy to create a custom suite just for them.
We've created a few variations of our Come Away With Me passport suite before, including some really unique ones. But Wendy and Edward had a particularly neat idea. Instead of a flat card or bifold, they wanted an 8-page passport program for every guest.
Inside, there was plenty of space for their love story, a message to guests, and even thank yous. Now, by themselves, these programs would have been a special keepsake, but Wendy and Edward had an additional idea. While the guests received the programs, the bride and the groom would each have a special, one-of-a-kind vow book.
Inside the vow book were written their secret personal vows to each other to be read for the first time at the ceremony. It took a little bit of organizing on our part, but we were able to keep these secret. Judging by their expressions, we think this idea worked wonderfully. Thanks to John Stevens of Iris and Light for letting us use his amazing shots of the ceremony and the books. Find them at irisandlight.com.
So let's talk about Wendy and Edward for a minute, because theirs is perhaps a more meticulous example than most.
Yeah, and with the travel theme, it's very easy to go overboard. There's just so many possibilities. But you don't want to address every single little thing and have just like everything match, because it can be overwhelming, and even for guests, it can be overwhelming. So Wendy and Edward decided to focus on the elements that they felt represented them best. So it just felt more special because they were able to put more of themselves into each of those things without going completely overboard.
Yeah, and interesting, by having fewer things, that kind of made the theme stronger, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. So why would you even do this in the first place? What are some reasons that you would want to make your ceremony match the invitation theme?
Two main reasons, continuity and setting the tone. So continuity, just like they get the invitation, they get like kind of the initial overall feeling of the experience by seeing that design there. And then when they're at the ceremony, they feel a continuity of that, like they're in this environment and they just have confirmation of being in that themed, special environment.
Yeah.
And then that's also part of setting the tone. It's just like they feel like they're there and it's special. It just feels different because it's special and specially designed just for Wendy and Edward, for example.
Right. It's interesting. It's like the difference between going to, say, a Disney park versus going to your local carnival. Now, there's nothing wrong with your local carnival. The rides Funnel cakes are good. Not going to lie. But the difference between going to your carnival and the Disney park is huge, because you go to a Disney park and it's just so well themed. The language is different. You get to use Space Mountain as a navigational aid, for example.
Yeah, and it's kind of like no matter where you are, you know where you are.
Yeah.
Because that theming is so well done and it's everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, so what are some common ways that you can theme the ceremony print materials?
Well, you can use signage, so you could do this directionally or instructionally. If people need to know where to go for certain things or what to do for certain things, that kind of signage is useful. And then, of course, there's reserved seating cards if you have certain bits of family that need to have seats in the front, for example. And then there's the program. Everyone knows about the programs and the guest book.
Okay. So of those, if you could only do one, what would you pick?
Definitely the program. The program is like an essential crowd management tool. It's a really good way to have good crowd control. Because, for example, you can say in there what people can expect for like right after the ceremony. You don't want people like getting up and running away, because what if you've got like something special with like bubbles or rice or something like that planned. Also, you can let them know what to expect at the reception. So if you've got like special little things that you want the guests to interact with or make sure that they see or do there, you don't want them just wandering around like, what am I supposed to do here?
Right.
Seems like there should be something cool planned, but I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, and we can't overstate the importance of being able to communicate to your guests on the day, because once you're there, you're not actually going to be able to talk to all of them at once. I mean, it'd be a little weird. I guess you could. It'd be a little weird. But you also can't always rely on your efficient to communicate the accurate times.
We've had an experience.
Just not going to name names. Just saying it may have happened to us at our wedding. Anyway. So, those are the common ways.
Yeah.
What are some of the special ways that you've seen that people have been able to weave their theme into their ceremony?
Well, as we've been talking about Wendy and Edward, the vow book that they did is so cool. I've never actually seen that done. And probably everyone at their ceremony have never seen that done. So it just feels like a super special moment to have that kind of piece at play. But we've also done some really special like marriage contract posters. If you're having a Jewish service, this is called a ketubah. And it's kind of like an artfully designed art print sort of thing, where you have kind of a statement of love and enduring forever kind of thing. And then you would have the bride and groom sign the bottom, and then the witnesses sign the bottom. And it just creates a really cool piece that you could hang in your home forever. Yeah. But then you can also do like maps and posters. If you have like a little corner of the event venue where just nothing's really happening, you could put one there saying, welcome to the wedding of. Just something really simple like that to bring the feeling of, the setting of the tone and theme into areas where you might not be able to otherwise.
Cool. All right, last question. Do you have to be crazy to do this?
Absolutely not. You don't want to be crazy planning this stuff. So like we were talking about earlier, you need to focus on the details that mean the most to you so that you can bring your personality and the feeling of your relationship into these areas.
Yeah. And, what we found is that the guests are going to appreciate the fact that you paid attention to the right details, because the right details for you will be the ones that mean the most to you. Mm-hmm. Speaking of details, your ceremony is just half of your big day. So next time we're going to look at Wendy and Edward's reception and get some inspiration from them to maybe help you get some ideas for the little touches that you want to add to your own reception. Hey, thanks for watching. Subscribe to get our videos in your feed every 2 weeks. You can leave us a question or comment below. We love helping people with their perfect invitations, their programs, their day ofs, whatever. We just love helping people. You can find us on social media at Paper Truly on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest, and you can find our shop at papertruly.com.